Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com, and it's a dogfight between two of the baddest phones in the land. The HTC Droid Incredible for Verizon and the HTC Evo 4G from Sprint. Special thanks to Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with a couple of these phones to review and give away to you on the One Pod Bandit, so stay tuned for that, because you'll want to win one of these, trust me. Best Buy Mobile, no mail-in rebates. You go in, you buy your phone, you pay the mail-in rebate price at the desk. It's like they give you the rebate, they take it for you, you don't have to deal with it later. That's a good thing, Best Buy Mobile. What can I tell you? Android, big screens, HTC Sense, high-res cameras. It sounds real good on paper. How is it in real life? Let's check it out, dogfight style. Features and software-wise, they're almost identical. They both run Android 2.1 with HTC Sense. They both have, you might have just seen it there, the new Leap home screen, which gives you kind of an overview, kind of thumbnail mode overview. Both phones have, very, very much the same with Android. A few differences: you get a couple of custom Sprint apps on the Evo. You get, now I've installed some stuff here, but you get the Sprint TV. You get Sprint Football, Sprint Navigation, Sprint Zone. You get that Sprint NASCAR thing, which for some people, they will like for sure. Camera-wise, seeing Quick and Fring on there brings me to, the big deal with Evo is the front-facing camera for video chat. Now, you can video chat on the Incredible as well using an app like Fring, which is free, but you don't have a front-facing video camera for the video chat. So that's kind of your call if that matters to you or not. You can do the video chat using the back camera, which kind of makes video chat hard because you can't, you want to see the person you're talking to, and that's where the whole front camera thing comes in, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely a nod there to Evo if that functionality interests you. Otherwise, with the cameras, on the back, the main cameras are both 8 megapixel. They both have autofocus. They both have dual LED flashes. They both capture video. The difference, Incredible maximum video resolution is WVGA 800 by 480, whereas the Evo does full 1280 by 720 HD, 720p HD. I did one very unscientific test where I captured the same video using these two phones and the MyTouch Slide outdoor video I shot a couple weeks ago from a fabulous parking lot. But you can check that out on YouTube or on PhoneDog. Basically, I would give the nod on video capture to the Evo 4G, although it's not as clear-cut as you might think. It's not just about the resolution. The Evo seemed to be, the Incredible seemed to have more balanced colors right out of the box with the default setting. The Evo, between the extra resolution and the colors, seemed to be something about the contrast that I preferred the colors on the Incredible, but I think with the Evo, it's fine. Video played back on the device looks spectacular. When you take when you upload the videos or you put them on a computer to work with, they don't look as good. The full HD doesn't look as good on the big screen as it does on the device with the Evo, but it's good enough that you can work with it. You can balance the colors out. You can edit it, that kind of thing. And then I think both cameras have enough color settings, enough image settings in both the video and picture mode that you can really do a lot to tweak the colors, which I didn't really get into because I'm not a photographer. But you can, the exposure brightness, you've got contrast, saturation, and sharpness, which you can tweak, and then your effects, and then obviously all of your settings. You can set the ISO, the white balance. So there's a lot you can do, metering mode, a lot you can do with the camera settings on both phones. Neither phone wowed me with its still photo capture. For cell phones, they're pretty good, but the 8 megapixel thing, don't be fooled. I don't think these are going to replace standalone digital camera if you do a lot of photography, and you're into it. But for cell phones, they're quite good, and the video capture, I think, actually outpaces the still photo capture on both phones. So a little bit of a nod to the Evo just because of the additional video capture resolution. Performance gets into, kind of two things here. One is voice performance. Both phones perform well. Neither phone is a Nexus 1 in terms of the noise canceling technology, and neither phone is an HTC Touch Pro 2 in terms of the speakerphone performance, but both phones are certainly, adequate, more than adequate. Network-wise, it just depends. Verizon has a reputation for being rock solid in a lot of people's eyes. Sprint depends who you talk to. My testing out here, solid performance on both networks, both voice and data connectivity. Of course, with the Evo, the big thing is the 4G WiMAX service. 4G is not lit up out here in the San Francisco area where I am, so I was only able to test on 3G. Both phones worked fine for me. Download speeds, upload speeds were pretty solid. So that's really a matter of where you are, and not just where you live, but like the building you're in, and all kinds of factors go into that. Both phones have Wi-Fi connectivity as well. We mentioned the 4G. If you are in an area where there's 4G Sprint service, you're going to get faster speeds than you will on the 3G on the EVDO. So that's definitely something to consider. You pay the extra $10 mandatory advanced data technology fee for the Evo, whether you have 3G or not. But it still comes out in almost all cases to be cheaper per month than the Incredible. But we'll get into that in a minute. Battery life. Lots of talk around the web about battery life on both phones being a problem. This is what I've found. I've found that I can get through a whole day in my normal usage patterns on both phones and then just recharge at night, which is kind of what I'm used to. The battery is probably not as good as some other really high-end smartphones, but I found it to be acceptable. Using the hotspot service on Sprint, even though I don't have 4G, I can use it as a 3G hotspot. Does run the battery down pretty quick. I used this phone to cover the Apple WWDC keynote, the iPhone 4 launch, and I used the hotspot. I had it on for a good 2 hours straight, and the battery was down into the warning zone. It went from 90% plus charge beforehand to 2 hours later, it was down below 20%. And from everything I understand from people who've been using it in 4G areas, including our own Aaron and Ari, who are in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, using 4G drains the battery even faster. Beware of that. But again, I don't know, you're using your phone as a mobile hotspot all day long. That's going to happen. So I would say battery is a wash on the two phones. It's a more complicated topic than getting into, but for me, again, it's been fine. Just if you're a super heavy user, or you're going to be in the 4G area, or you're going to do a lot of tethering and mobile hotspot stuff, just be aware that you may be needing to recharge before the day is through on a daily basis. The Droid Incredible has 8 gigs of storage built into the device, which is a plus. Both phones also have micro SD card slots, and the Evo comes with an 8 gigabyte card, but the internal storage, tends to be a little bit faster, and just you always have it there, and then you can double up with an SD card as well on the Droid Incredible. So a little bit of a nod there to the Droid Incredible. Performance, as far as the phones, they both have Snapdragon processors. They're both very fast, very smooth. We showed you on the internet. We'll go back there because it's as good as anywhere else. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do a search on both phones. Search. I don't have to say search. I'm going to try that again. I always say search. You don't actually have to say search. Noah from Phone Dog. Noah from Phone Dog. Who knew there's a website called noahsdogs.org? I had no idea. How cool. Training dogs for service to and with humans. Awesome. So the Evo didn't pick up the oh, that's funny because it said home dog, and this one just said dog. Interesting. All right, well, let's go to Noah's Dogs and just see what that's all about. Now, the Incredible is connecting right now on Wi-Fi, whereas the Evo is on 3G. So anyway, I don't know who this person is. I've never been to Crete, Nebraska. It's just what came up. So, the Snapdragon works well, rendering, pinch to zoom responsiveness. Looks like it might, in this particular case, no, I think it's just the angle I had my fingers at. Maybe a tiny bit smoother in this particular case on the Incredible. In general, though, I haven't noticed, they both perform well for me. So, performance-wise, it's pretty equal to me. Does get back one thing that I didn't mention in the form factor comparison that I will mention here, because just doing that made me think of it, is that for one-handed use and use as a phone, the Evo is going to be just too big for some people, and that's just a very personal thing. You just have to try it out. Also, pocketability-wise, the Evo is larger. It is pocketable. It's very thin, but it's a little heavier, a little bigger. The Incredible, because it is, it's a little bit shorter, but also much narrower than the Evo. And so it's going to be easier for a lot of people to use one-handed. Again, having the trackball down there, I think it's a really nice feature. Some people don't care. But in terms of one-handed use and pocketability, the Incredible is going to slip in and out of a pocket, a jeans pocket or a jacket pocket or a purse or, a man bag, whatever it is you carry. A little bit, it's going to be a little easier to pull in and out of the pocket than your Evo. So take that into consideration. All right, and finally, to do a quick price comparison, the phone itself, $200 on contract after rebate. Of course, if you go through a third-party retailer, you might be able to find it for cheaper. Sometimes the carriers run specials, but right now, both phones, same price, $200. The monthly plans, this is for a single line plan, and it takes into account the $10 per month surcharge Sprint is charging for the premium data on the Evo. Whether or not you're in 4G coverage, you have to pay that premium. But even with that, for a single line plan, the Evo is going to run you $10 less per month than a Droid Incredible on Verizon. So that's about $240 over the course of a 2-year contract. Same thing if you're on monthly unlimited, which is unlimited voice and data, or if you do the 450-minute plan, which is 450 voice minutes plus unlimited text plus data. Tethering is $30 a month on either carrier, although right now, as of mid-June 2010, Verizon's offering a special $25 a month. But so there you go. All right, so after all that, who wins? They're both worthy competitors. You can't really go wrong with either one. And, for you, yeah, you got to pick your own winner, and you got to base it on, the form factor, the size, what the carrier's like in your neck of the woods, where you live, where you work, where you travel, how do the networks perform, all that kind of stuff. For me, I'm going with Evo. It's close. I'd be happy to have Incredible. But for me, Evo, it's got the bigger screen, which I personally, I'm geeky about it. So I like the bigger screen. It's roomier for typing. Same resolution, but more physical space for typing. I like the HD video capture, even though arguably, you could say the Incredible has better image quality at default settings when capturing video. You can tweak the settings and you can do a lot, just with the extra resolution. I like that with the HD. And then the HDMI out port, got to get a cable. But, you can pump that out to your TV, which is kind of cool. And then also, even with the additional, I don't have 4G yet out here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I still have to pay the $10 extra per month. But even with that, the Evo's a little bit cheaper for me than the Incredible would be on Verizon. And Sprint performs quite well out here where I am. So all of that for me, the winner's Evo, plus you got a kickstand. But for you, it might be different. And again, I don't think you can go wrong with either phone. There you go. Thanks for watching. My name's Noah. Much more on all of the Android phones, including this one that just came in. If you don't want to go super size, you can go small size. The HTC Aria for AT&T. Just got this one in. Gonna have to do a video on it. Maybe I'll do that right now, so stay tuned for that. Till next time, I'm Noah. Thank you for watching. Much more on PhoneDog.com and, of course, DroidDog.com, where John Walton can tell you things about Android that I don't even know what they mean. That's how much that guy knows and his whole staff of writers. So check that out as well, writers and videos. Till then, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.